Conducting trade and demonstrating the benefits. Hello everyone. In the previous section, we built the numerical example, identified each economy's comparative advantage, and found the production points before trade. Now we come to the central part. We will calculate the fair price, carry out the actual trade, and prove that both economies improved their situation. Let's start with the fair price. For trade to occur, there must be a price at which both parties benefit. Otherwise, if one gains and the other loses, trade will not happen. How do we determine the price? Let's return to the data. In economy A, one computer costs 4 phones. In economy B, one computer costs 2 phones. The fair price must lie between these two values, between 2 and 4 phones per computer. Why exactly this range? Let's think about it. Economy A, if it produces a computer itself, loses 4 phones. So if it buys a computer from outside, it is willing to pay up to 4 phones, any price below 4 is profitable for it. On the other hand, economy B produces a computer at a cost of 2 phones. So if it sells a computer, it wants to receive more than 2 phones, otherwise, it loses out. Therefore, any price between 2 and 4 is a fair price from which both economies will benefit. Let's pick a concrete price. 1 computer equals 3 phones. 3 is more than 2 and less than 4, a fair price. Now let's conduct the trade. Each economy specializes in its comparative advantage. Economy A, which has a comparative advantage in phones, sends both of its workers to produce phones. Each worker produces 4 phones, for a total of 8 phones. It keeps 2 phones for its own consumption and sells 6 phones. How many computers does it get? 6 divided by 3 equals 2 computers. So economy A after trade, 2 computers and 2 phones. On the other side, economy B specializes in computers. Both workers produce computers, each worker produces 8, for a total of 16 computers. It sells 2 computers to economy A and receives 6 phones. It is left with 14 computers and 6 phones. So economy B after trade, 14 computers and 6 phones. Great, now let's prove that the trade really improved both economies. We'll start with economy A. Before trade, economy A consumed 1 computer and 4 phones. After trade, it consumes 2 computers and 2 phones. It gained 1 more computer but lost 2 phones. So how do we know its situation is truly better? The answer is simple. We check if the new point lies outside the production possibility frontier, PPF. Economy A's PPF runs from 2 computers and 0 phones to 0 computers and 8 phones. If it produces 2 computers itself, how many phones remain? 0. Both workers are busy producing computers. But through trade, it consumes 2 computers plus 2 phones in addition. This is a point outside the PPF, it could not have reached it on its own. When an economy breaks beyond the boundaries of its PPF, it means it has increased its consumption capacity. Not its production capacity, it still has only 2 workers. But through trade, it consumes more than it can produce itself. Economy A, we have proven that trade improved its situation. Now let's move to economy B. Before trade, it consumed 8 computers and 16 phones. After trade, it consumes 14 computers and 6 phones. Let's check if the new point lies outside its PPF. How do we prove this? We calculate how many workers it would need to produce these quantities itself, without trade. To produce 14 computers, each worker produces 8 computers, so 14 divided by 8 equals 1 3/4 workers, that is 1.75. To produce 6 phones, each worker produces 16 phones, so 6 divided by 16 equals 0.375, or 3/8 of a worker. Add them up, 1.75 plus 0.375 equals 2.125 workers. What does this mean? To produce 14 computers and 6 phones on its own, economy B would need 2.125 workers. But it has only 2 workers. This point lies outside the PPF, it could not have reached it without trade. We can also check it another way. If economy B allocates 1.75 workers to computers, it has a quarter of a worker left for phones. A quarter of a worker times 16 phones equals 4 phones only. But in reality, it consumes 6 phones, more than 4. Another proof that the point lies outside the PPF. So we have proven that economy B also improved its situation. And now, the big conclusion. We have shown that both economies consume outside their production possibility frontiers. Both economy A and economy B improved their situation through trade. And from here, the main conclusion. Economies that specialize according to their comparative advantage and trade with each other at a fair price can improve the consumption capacity of every economy. Even if one economy has an absolute advantage in everything, there is still benefit in trade. As long as the comparative advantage differs between economies, and there is a fair price within the range between the two comparative advantages, both economies will gain. Each economy specializes in what it is relatively better at, trades with the other economy, and both increase their consumption capacity beyond what they could achieve alone. This is the central insight of international trade, and one of the most important proofs in all of economics.